Reddit user half kilo asks, is actively conducting your thoughts a form of meditation? He or she continues to say, a lot of times when my mind is overthinking or I just want to relax and I don't want to be on screens, social media, YouTube, I just sit or lay down with my eyes closed and let my thoughts run. And I start to play some scenarios in my head, like if X happened, then I would do Y. And I keep playing this narrative for years in my mind. This also helps me sleep at night sometimes. Is this considered meditation? If so, which type is it? Not sure if meditation is only about clearing your head, but from the FAQ of this sub, this may be considered something like mindfulness of daily activities, question mark. But now there's been some times that I want to calm my mind down and I'll start practicing mindfulness of breath. But I'm just curious about this current process that I have. So the word meditation is a troubling word for me because it doesn't really have a definition. It's very loose. It doesn't really mean anything, So, but maybe we'll kind of adjust the question to say, like, is what you're describing here a productive practice? And in that way, is it considered meditation? It is certainly possible to include directing the mind. So thinking with a direction can be included in certain types of meditation. It sounds like what you're doing is some sort of like imagining. You're imagining yourself and you're playing out different scenarios. And I hesitate to call that meditation because I know a lot of people do this when they have something coming up in their life that they're nervous about or anxious about, and they want to try every different scenario and they want to become like a mastermind, finding the right strategy. And that typically is not the best way to live life. And I've lived my life like that at times because I've run startups and different things in my career have tried to be the guy who always played the right strategic note. And it's tough to live life that way. You end up becoming very rigid and vigilant and very afraid of messing up. So, in my opinion, just based on the little that you shared here on Reddit, it doesn't sound too much like meditation. But it's possible, like you mentioned, that you're putting the phone down, right? The screen is going away and you're entering into this more directed line of thinking. So it might be more meditative than what you're typically doing. So I think the real question is like, what should you do, right? And I don't know you, but I'm recording this with the hopes that there's some help being delivered. And you can try a meditation that involves thought, involves a directed line of thinking, but maybe isn't trying to get at a certain outcome. So for example, you sit or lie down, like you say, close your eyes, bring your awareness to the whole body, and you don't need to be concerned about clearing your mind. I like how you kind of made that point. It's not about clearing your mind. And perhaps you can start by just feeling a sense of warmth and love towards yourself. As you mentioned, you're doing this because you're getting tired of scrolling on your phone, and you recognize that perhaps that's not healthy for the mind to be doing that all the time. So you're taking this time now to nourish the mind, to deepen the mind. So you can just try to generate a sense of love towards yourself. You can even say something like, I love you, towards yourself. And if that's difficult, then I'd recommend starting with someone that's easy for you to love. It could be a pet or a small child. And just generate a sense of love and warmth and friendliness unconditionally towards this person or this thing. And try that. This is called metta practice, M-E-T-T-A, which is an ancient word from the Pali language that refers to unconditional love, a radical love and acceptance, and a feeling of safety relaxed safety despite what circumstances you're in. So this is actually a very deep practice, but I'm just giving you a tiny bit of instruction because this particular practice often involves thinking. It's a directed line of thinking. It does become more subtle over time. Like you can go from like, may this person be well, or I love this person, to just love. And then eventually it can just be a feeling of love and warmth. So it can become more and more subtle. But what makes it so great for beginners, and for anyone really, is that it can start with a line of thinking, and so discursive activity to some degree can be allowed within the confines of this structured meditation. So I offer that for your reflection, and I hope that it's helpful.